Do you want to improve your health, but you don't know where to start? Are you interested in self-improvement, but you don't know where to focus? In this video, I'll share my 9 favorite areas of leverage, which I feel have given me the best bang for my buck in terms of time spent. These are all things that yield more energy out than what you put into them, that generate compound interest over the long term, and that I feel are responsible for much of my current happiness in my life. They also interact with one another synergistically. That is, improving any one of these will have a spillover effect at improving the others. This is because they're basic, simple activities that have shaped our biology as humans. There are no new bullshit tricks to be found here, just time-tested basics. My advice is to choose one of these 9 areas that interest you the most and dive into it today, with just 5 to 10 minutes of work and energy spent into establishing a practice. Then show up again tomorrow, and so on forever. If you want help with how to implement these, and you want to learn the mindset skills that will help you get going and keep going on these, check out my previous video on the mental skills that make the foundation of enacting change in your life. Okay, let's get into it. Pillar number 1 is resistance training. Lift heavy things or just lift your body. This can be done in a direct manner, like in strength and hypertrophy training, like I do, or this can be done as part of a sport, like martial arts or climbing. Most other sports have a much higher skill and cardio aspect than a resistance training aspect, however. So if you don't do any sports with resistance training built in, consider calisthenics or weightlifting. 1 to 2 times a week is enough for most people, but the sky's the limit. My recommended resource is, of course, this YouTube channel. Most of my videos are on these topics, and you can let me know if you're struggling to get started and need help. Pillar number 2, play real games. Games are the rawest form of experiential learning. This helps you feel young, and games have this wonderful addictive quality that they're just bloody fun to play. So this could be something like ping pong or chess or bouldering. Bonus points if the games involve other people or movement or being outside. Games are one of the easiest ways to learn and the most fun ways to take risks and make mistakes and improve in real time. Playing games gives you confidence and evidence that you can learn things at any age, and you can take that confidence with you to all aspects of life. Pillar number 3, diet. This one's super controversial. Everyone knows it's important, but experts disagree on what's healthy and what's not. The obvious conclusion? Experiment. Try changing what you eat, take detailed notes on how it seems to affect you, keep what works and throw out what doesn't. Avoid dogma, but don't underestimate the power of food. You literally are what you eat. 100% of the atoms in your body were ingested at some point in your life. It follows that appropriate species-specific raw materials would be vitally important for your body to function. And your mind is, of course, also part of your body. The only dietary principle that I'm confident in recommending to others is this: eat real, whole foods. This means animals, plants, water, and naturally available minerals. If you're eating something that isn't from one of those groups, it's probably not a real food. If you're buying a packaged item which you think is made of those things, read the ingredients list. It almost definitely has other things added which are not real foods. Seed oils like soybean oil are not real food. Bread is not real food. Oat milk is not real food. Extracts from real foods are almost invariably less nutritious than the food that they were derived from. You don't need to be 100% strict on your diet, but the more of your diet that comes from whole foods, the more healthy you will be. If no one was eating it a century ago, I wouldn't take the risk. So that rules out almost literally everything that comes in a package or has a brand name. It's hard to do, but it's so worth it. Pillar number 4 is sleep. Honestly, this probably deserves to be number 1 on the list, but it's much harder to affect change on because the experience of sleep is, of course, passive. You can't change how your sleep is by sheer willpower alone, and you can't change how you're sleeping while you're sleeping. But what you can do is take preparatory steps and set the stage for a good night's sleep. Here are some basic tips. Aim for 8 to 9 hours in bed because you'll actually sleep for less time. Eliminate all light in your room. No electronics. Only use your bed for sleeping, reading, and sex. Activities that don't make you feel sleepy should be done elsewhere. Err on the side of being too cold than too hot. Avoid or minimize caffeine after noon. Some recommended reading on this is The Sleep Solution by Dr. Chris Winter. Number 5, aerobic training. This is training your heart, your lungs, and your local muscle metabolism. Things like walking, hiking, running, biking, and swimming are the classic ones, although basically any method of moving your body through space for at least 30 minutes at a time will do. I'm a really big fan of low heart rate training for this. Check out Dr. Phil Maffetone for more information on this style. You start really slow with this and work up the volume over months. Once you can do 2 to 3 30-minute sessions a week, they will start to really impact and improve your general recovery levels from your resistance training and whatever sort of games you're playing. Also, it's a great time to do focused thinking, active meditation, or listen to an audiobook. Number 6 is to go outside. Just go outside. It feels amazing, and it's where you evolved to be. Get some sunlight on your skin without getting burnt. Breathe fresh air. Look at pretty things. Move around. But you don't need to spend specific time just chilling outside if you don't want to. Go on a walk and have a conversation with your friend. Or do walking meetings at work. Eat lunch or dinner outside. Run or do an outdoor sport. Go on a walk and listen to an audiobook. Stack these pillars on top of each other for extra effectiveness. Number 7 is practice breath work. If you don't already breathe through your nose all day long and all night long, except when talking, you should be. It's shocking how much of a game changer this can be. The ability of the breath to calm down your mind is not to be underestimated. Personally, I like holding my breath underwater with freediving as it's so incredibly relaxing, fun, and empowering. But in the past, I've also gotten a lot of benefit from the Wim Hof method. There are tons of free resources out there, like the Wim Hof Method app and the Oxygen Advantage app. Most beginners will find breathwork more effective as a meditation aid than just meditation itself. Which brings us to number 8, meditation. Spend time training your focus and exploring what it's like to just feel and not purposefully think. The nature of consciousness will surprise you if you've never looked for it before. A small amount of time spent daily will help cultivate skills in concentration, empathy, emotion management, and free up space to just de-stress you overall. I use the Waking Up app, but there are plenty of options out there. My favorite types of meditation are non-dual awareness or effortless mindfulness, popularized by Locke Kelly, and the Headless Way, popularized by Richard Lang. Step number 9, read. We actually learn by doing, but to get exposed to concept and ideas to put into practice, we need to read. This is one of the few modern inventions that it actually is extremely effective for learning. Articles and such are okay, but if you look at any successful person who likely has lots of these concepts figured out already, they read books. Reading is fun. If you don't think you have time to read, you do. Reading is extremely productive because it gives you compound interest from learning. Reading is how you learn about and get inspired by ideas in all these other areas. But when you read, make sure to take notes and actually take action upon what you read. Knowing without doing is no different than not knowing at all. So if this list seems really long and daunting, don't worry. Take a deep breath. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't try to fit 9 things into your morning routine. That will stress you out more than it'll help you. Start small, add more things when what you're already doing is automatic, and look for opportunities to stack multiple of these aspects into one activity. If you run outside in the sun while nose breathing and practicing a meditation technique, you can hit 4 of these aspects at once in one extremely immersive experience. You can read audiobooks while lifting weights. You already eat and sleep anyways, so just try to do them a little bit better. You can read a book while taking breakfast or lunch outside. My 2 favorite sports at the moment are climbing and spearfishing, and this is because they stack so many beneficial aspects into one nutrient-dense activity. Climbing is resistance training, aerobic training, light breath work, fear management, and meditation, and you do it outside with a partner. Spearfishing is done outside, it's extreme breath work and mental control, it's an immersive game which lets you catch extremely nutritious, fatty fish to eat. Good luck on the journey and welcome aboard.